I think in the short term, they're not going to go for revenue. So what you've seen as the playbook emerge is generally to focus on the services that banks don't make money from and don't particularly focus on, and to aggressively pitch them to consumers the most open-minded possible. So, banks tend to make money on foreign exchange, investments, loans. Mortgages are very profitable for banks in Hong Kong. I don't think that that's the area that virtual banks will go after. I think what they'll try to do is go for services that, as you said with your daughter, is that she's used to paying for something, and the virtual banks will come in and say, I will now give this for free, right? And I think what you're seeing is the very natural reaction of these big guys is to prepare themselves from that. But I don't think that, in most markets, I don't think the virtual banks have started to really hurt revenue yet. They're getting lots of users, but they're not going after the core activities that drive the balance sheet of a bank. So even the digital banks in the UK, they tend not to be the primary bank for something like someone's life savings, right? And that's what makes a big bank like HSBC so big. What they're doing is they're doing a lot of expenses, and some of them are starting to do credit, like loans. I think that you'll see a lot of banks in Hong Kong the virtual banks will go after savings first, because for young people it's hard to save money, and I think that they feel in many cases left behind, like a lot of the technology is not built for them. But I wouldn't say at the highest level of HSBC, their number one priority is to get the saving accounts of 19-year-olds in Hong Kong. So I don't think it's a short-term thing, but if every year 1% of the market, year on year, after 10 years it starts to become quite a big thing, and it starts to chip away. But I mean, to put it this way, I think the virtual banks are putting in $100 million each for that. This is no money at all to someone like an HSBC, right? Standard Chartered have got their own player, a very strong player, right? So I don't think that on day one there's going to be panic or a quarterly earnings call where the CEO says that terrible results. I can't see it, but I can see them preparing themselves for a long-term gradual erosion.